Hello, kia rana, and welcome to CookieCast, the podcast that's all about the Cook Islands. This is the place to meet people who have a unique insight into this Polynesian paradise in the South Pacific. I'm John Roberts, and if you want to know anything and everything about visiting the Cook Islands, this is the episode for you. My guest is Karla Eggelton, who's the Chief Executive of Cook Islands Tourism, and she joins me from the capital island of Rarotonga. Kia rana, Karla.
Good on, John.
Well, head of everything tourism, you must have the best job in the world.
You know, John, I've got to say that I'm feeling really blessed to be able to call Cook Islands my home, but more importantly, be able to share my home and the Cook Islands to the whole world.
You're obviously preaching to the converted with me, but what would you say makes the Cook Islands so special?
The one thing that I really find about, the Cook Islands is this whole concept of size. The population of the Cook Islands is 15,000 people. And so this idea that big things come in small packages really is the case for the cooks. We tout ourselves as a little paradise and really want to hone in on the word little, because being little comes with a lot of opportunity and a lot of positives. One of them being that you're not a number when you come here. You're not faceless. You're a person. You have meaning. You have purpose, and people want to know you.
Now, tourism is a tough business, and you're competing with other beautiful destinations like Fiji, Hawaii, Bali, French Polynesia, to name just but a few. But how do you persuade people that the Cook Islands is the place to visit?
I've been in tourism for a number of years now, and probably longer than I care to remember. It's been a while. But what I have learned over time is that the Cook Islands really is a special place. We are a Polynesian island group of some of the most beautiful islands, some very remote. And because of the nature of our geography, we have more ocean than we have land, and we have less people living in the country than we do outside of the country. But that brings a special magic.
You're speaking to me from Rarotonga, which is where international visitors land wherever they fly in from. For those who've yet to discover it, can you paint a word picture of the capital island?
It's green, it has beautiful mountains, the most stunning lagoons, white sandy beaches. It's clean, it is safe, and it is full of colour, a vibrant Polynesian haven.
If I was wandering through the main town, in fact, people call it town, don't they? What would I see?
If you were coming through the town of Aroa, the one thing that is great is that you can walk from one end of the township to the other end, and you can walk along the waterfront and look at all the shops. You will see low rises because there is no building higher than the tallest palm tree in the Cook Islands and in Rarotonga. And you will see a beautiful life, busy in its own way. People mingling with people. You're right on the coast there, so the view is stunning. The lagoon is amazing, and it looks out over the Pacific Ocean, and a nice, comfortable buzz and rhythm for an island. You will feel connected.
And what about shops? I know there are no big name stores, and certainly, and thank goodness, no fast food joints that you perhaps see in some of the big cities in the United States or indeed the United Kingdom. So what's the shopping like? People always ask that question, don't they?
Yeah, it is a common question. So one of the things in the Cook Islands is that we have everything. We just don't have a lot to choose from. Our township has everything that you're looking for, from your standard banks and currency exchange options, ATM machines. We have we have supermarkets and places where you can buy fresh produce and meats to support your time here. All the services that you can think of are right along the main road. We have a department store, and yeah, John, you're right. There are no brands. Everything here is owner operated.
One of the great things I think about Avarua is the market, particularly on a Saturday. For those who don't know, tell me a bit more about that.
Yes, so John, that's the Punanganui markets, and it was designed to bring people together, visitors and the community, and to showcase the wares of our people. And you can find the markets just bustling on a Saturday. I was just down there the other day, and it was incredible how many people are there and what is available now in the cooks. We've had little stalls of fresh food, fresh baked goods, fresh cooked food. We've got our farmers in there selling their products and produce, the freshest of vegetables and fruit. It's really quite bustling. And then when you move in through the marketplace, you can see an area where you've got tour operators promoting their activity or what they have to offer in Rarotonga. And then out towards the ocean there is a nice entertainment area where you can sit down and enjoy some cultural entertainment, usually a young children's dance group, who will perform cultural performance with island dancing. It has drumming, it has beautiful ukulele singing and music and singing. We are really working towards making it 6 days a week, and right now we're just looking at expanding it more because it's just so popular. If you're coming to the Cook Islands, it's definitely one place. It's a must see and a must do if you're coming to the Cooks.
How about we move away from Rarotonga now and take a 45-minute domestic flight to the second most visited of the Cook Islands, Aitutaki. I'm sure you'd say, Karla, that's another must-do and must-see.
Aitutaki is absolutely the gem the gem of the Cook Islands. It's the jewel in the crown, as they say. It has a lagoon that is 10 miles long by 10 miles wide, and it is crystal clear all the way to the bottom. Because the reef encircles the island of Aitutaki, it also has remote islands, uninhabited islands within the lagoon, and it keeps the waves out. And it keeps the lagoon and the waters calm in the middle. And so it's a really safe lagoon to be swimming in. The white sand beaches there are really something to be seen, but everybody tells you when they return, and myself included, that the colours of blue that you can see across Aitutaki Lagoon is just something marvellous. Cook Islanders go to Aitutaki for their holidays because you just can't get enough of it. That's really incredible. And the people there, 1,500 people across this island, and they are there. Everybody smiles at you when you're driving on your vehicle and on your motorbike. They're waving, they're smiling, they're saying hello, because it's just a step back in time. It's just a great place, a step back in time. Their township is smaller than what you can find on Rarotonga. It comprises maybe half a dozen shops. And it's just a really great place to really unwind. You know what's really great about Aitutaki? It's food. There have been some great pop-up cafes around there that just showcase the freshest of produce, the freshest of fruit, the best salads. It's really coming into itself. It really is. It's somewhere that everybody should go, and it is a top-selling destination for the Cook Islands.
And you can also go on a day trip to Aitutaki, can't you?
Yes, a day trip is hugely popular. You can leave Rarotonga to Aitutaki on a day trip in the morning, flying Air Rarotonga, 45 minutes, and you land in Aitutaki, and you're greeted by your guide for the day, and you hop on a open air bus, which is so much fun, and you get to explore Aitutaki, the main island first, and they take you around to the areas of interest, stop off into the township, grab some supplies if you want, and then you get delivered to your lagoon cruise, and you spend the day out on the lagoon, and it'll take you to 2 or 3 islands. Akayami is the first island where we used to have flying boats land there, and your guide will take you through the history of the flying boats. There are remnants of the original landing wharf where the boats would park up for our guests. And then you go out to snorkel, and along the way you'll see turtles pop up out of the lagoon to say hello. But the attraction after all of that activity is the beautiful barbecue lunch that you'll have on One Foot Island. It has a little post office on One Foot, and so you take your passport there and you can get your passport stamped with One Foot Island, and that becomes a very unique and original way to be one of the special people in the world that has actually visited this island. It's a lot of fun. You spend a day out in the sun and the sand, snorkeling in the beautiful lagoons, and the boat will bring you back to the main island. And you hop back on your plane and you come back to Rarotonga, back at your hotel, usually by about 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the evening. It's a really great day.
We've talked about Rarotonga and Aitutaki, but they're just 2 of the 15 islands that make up the Cook Islands. Now, I've been fortunate enough to visit some of the others, but very few people do. So where else is it practical to visit, and is it worth the effort?
Absolutely is worth the effort. We want you to go out and look, find and explore other islands, and Archu is becoming more popular and seeing more people. It's an adventure island. It's off the beaten track, but it is well worth it if you are the type of traveller who is really wanting to engage and interact with a community who's just living their lives. Archu offers, we call that Inua Manu. Inua Manu is the land of birds. And they have a very successful bird protection program with endangered species. And so if you are a bird enthusiast, if you are an adventure enthusiast, they have caves and cave walking, very much a jungle feel. But on Archu, unlike Aitutaki is a lagoon island, Archu is a high coral atoll, high raised coral atolls. And everybody lives in the middle of the island. So the villagers live in the center of the island, which means that the coves and the create mini beaches that are very, very private and very, 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 very pristine. I have not seen water like glass the way that it is on Archu Island. You really feel a part of the community there.
And I believe you managed a side trip from Archu to one of the 2 deserted islands in the Cooks. Tell me about that.
I've got the opportunity to hop on a fishing vessel and travel to Takutea. Takutea is an island just off of Archu, and you can see it on a beautiful day. You can just see it off the coast there. And that is where turtles go to lay their eggs. And Takutea, you can go there to visit. You can't land on Takutea, but you can visit and circle the island. It is a protected island also, and so it's a very special place to go. You can see the currents and the oceans converge, which I've never seen before, and I don't know how many people do, but you can see currents converge and create their own areas in the middle of nowhere. It's mind-blowing how waves can be going in one direction and then they converge with waves from another direction, and it's just continuous, but it creates, from what I'm told, it creates perfect opportunity for turtles to be able to go safely onto this island and lay their eggs and protect them. And so I felt very special being able to witness that. But Achu, it has so many amazing opportunities. I was able to have a sunrise breakfast with a beautiful guest host, Lucy, from that island, who will take you to the edge of the coral cove, and you're sitting there and the sun is rising over the Pacific Ocean, and you're having homemade coconut pancakes with a beautiful coffee grown and harvested on the island, bananas and fresh produce that have all been grown by the community there. You feel really special because when you look out onto the Pacific Ocean, you realize Mother Nature at its best, and you look around and you just nature, just being nature. I would highly recommend it if you are that kind of traveller who wants to really connect. Achu is that place. Kind of clears your head. You feel at peace and you just feel one with your surroundings.
And what about exploring other islands? Which ones are fairly easy to get to?
Beyond Achu, there are other beautiful islands. The magic of Mokia, the people of Mokia which is another island in the group of the islands in the south. Mitiaro and Mangaia, the oldest island in the world, scientifically the oldest island in the world, really has a lot to offer as well. Mangaia is as big as Rarotonga in size and only has 500 people living there. They are just an amazing community on Mangaia. They call themselves the British Isles because they're very proud of their connection to, now the King, but the United Kingdom. They fly the Union Jack, and they wear it on their sleeves. My grandmother is from Mangaia, and she was her father actually came to Mangaia. He was a Scotsman, and the history of the connection of the British to Mangaia goes way back. And when you go there, they have a museum, a small museum, but there's one gentleman there. He loves to restore and archive old movies way back in the early 20th century, and you can sit there and you can watch these black and white movies of what it used to be like in Mangaia. It truly is an amazing place. And these are just the islands of the south. These are the islands that our domestic carrier Air Rarotonga travel to frequently. Mangaia, you get 2 to 3 flights a week. Mokia, 2 to 3 flights a week. Aitutaki, multiple flights daily. Achu Island, 3 flights a week.
But you've got other islands in the far north, places like Penrhyn, which are nearly 1,000 kilometres north of Rarotonga. So are they practical to visit?
You're absolutely right. The more remote islands of the north are a lot more difficult to go to. But during our lockdown or COVID, when our borders were closed, we created 2 new products that we thought would be something of interest for visitors in the future. And so we promoted to our Cook Islands people the opportunity to visit islands in the north. And so you could, for a 5-day program, visit the island of Manahiki, Penrhyn and Puka Puka. All these are very isolated, very remote islands of the north, and in normal times, very difficult to get to. And if you could get there, and you can get there, it's very expensive as well. But we were able to develop these programs where you can visit these islands in 5 days, and you would go on a group tour. And when I say group tour, we're talking 6 people and you would be able to go and have different experiences in each of these islands and see the best of what those islands have to offer. These islands of the north have lagoons that are undiscovered and will blow you away. Lots of people will tell you that if you've been to Aitutaki, it's spectacular, but you need to go to the islands of the north to really see lagoons, twice the blues that Aitutaki have. And so these islands here, they're less than 300 in population, some only 120 or 150, and they have amazing cultures of their own and their own community styles and approaches. it's something that you should put on your bucket list.
So what is the likelihood of those sort of tours to the far north coming back for the more adventurous tourist?
They're available. We have now made them available. They were such a success, and we got such positive feedback from our own Cook Islands people about how wonderful it was to be able to explore their own backyard, that we've now been able to make these available for visitors. And so you can now book set departure dates. However, you have to fit in with the island, because the island can't take too many at a time. They've determined on Penryn and Puka Puka that they can take 12 visitors at a time. And so with set departures, they can prepare themselves to be able to welcome the 12, because there's no hotels there. There's no accommodation. What happens is they put you up in a home, and they pretty up the place with their best hand-sewn te vai, their best food, the meals there. They treat you like a king and a queen, but they have to prepare themselves as a community, because it's a small community, and 12 visitors, preferably 6 at a time, is just enough for them to take care of you. So yes, you can now. And in 4 years' time, 4 or 5 years' time, it will be a lot more affordable and a lot more frequent, because we're going to be investing in upgraded airports for each of these islands.
Do you see opportunities here to grow tourism in these more remote outer islands?
Yes, we see opportunity for us to, effectively start tourism in those islands, because we really haven't been able to focus on to get there. We haven't been able to get there, and we haven't been able to get there in an affordable manner to and have facilities available for visitors. But that's all changing now. The communities are looking forward to and are wanting to be a part of the tourism industry. But as I said earlier, in a community-led approach, they have an idea of what they want to deliver to a visitor. And so that's what they're going to do. And so we've got to find visitors who want that interaction.
The Cook Islands are not the easiest of places to get to, certainly for those outside New Zealand, although I'm sure you and I would say it's well worth the effort. But it has just got a lot easier thanks to some new flights. So what are those new options for getting there?
So you can fly through Papeete or Tahiti into Rarotonga 3 times a week on a ATR aircraft or a Saab through to the Cooks for a 2-hour, 40-minute connection. We have non-stop flights now from Sydney Rarotonga, 3 flights a week that we're doing there, and that's on an A321neo. And Jetstar is offering that service across there from Sydney. And then we've got access from Honolulu, from Hawaii, to Rarotonga non-stop. And so that really helps us connect with our visitors from the northern hemisphere. And you can come through Tahiti from, there are, I think, 5 air flights a week, which has some good connections as well for those who are travelling from Australia or from further afield.
Karla, one of the questions I'm asked most often is, are there any plans to bring back the direct flight from Los Angeles?
The expectation was, when we opened the border, that we would have Los Angeles Raro reactivated after a long pause. But with the airline crisis in the airline industry, the way that the things that they're going through right now, unlikely at this stage that we would see a resumption of a Los Angeles Rarotonga service.
Now, Kirana is the usual greeting in the Cook Islands, and you have something called Kirana values, which underpin tourism. What's that all about?
Yes, so Kirana Values really is a program that helps people to understand and emulate some of the cultural values that we have as Cook Islands people. And they fall under sort of different pillars and different themes. One is very much an environmental theme, it's manatiaki. And manatiaki is one of the values that speaks to guardianship, and that is to protect our environment and to protect our what our Mother Nature has given us. And so the idea that we don't own land, we don't own things that are around us, we're given these to protect them for our next generation. And so our job is to make sure that we do that. And then we take on other pillars and themes around how we treat each other. It's really starting to be embedded across everything that we do. So you're going to find it, the Kia Orana values, and it's just Kia Orana. Kia Orana is our greetings. Say hello, is how we greet each other. And when you listen to the words Kia Orana, it means, may you live, and may you live long, and may you live long and prosper. And ora is life. May you have a great life. And so you're walking around and you're blessing people. And when you say it, you reply back, because then you bless back. And so it's just all of these principles of caring for each other and caring for our surroundings.
I began by suggesting you had the best job in the world. So what's the best part of that job?
Sharing my country with people who want to learn about it. The thing about Cook Islands people is we've got big hearts, and we're so proud of what we have that we want everybody to know about it. So if you make the time and the effort and you have the desire to come and visit our island, our village, we want to share it with you, and we will open our arms and we'll open our hearts and we'll open our voices so that we can give you and share with you everything that we have.
Right. I thought it'd be fun to round off this chat with a quick fire quiz about the Cook Islands. So are you up for that?
Sure. I'll give it my best shot.
Okay, 6 questions then, and short answers only, please. Best thing to do in the Cook Islands?
Turtle touring. Go and see the turtles.
Top tip for a first-time visitor?
Don't stay in your hotel room. Don't eat in your hotel 3 times a day. Go out and explore the island. It's waiting for you.
Best souvenir to take home?
Absolutely, a Cook Islands black pearl.
Favourite smell?
The beautiful flower garlands on arrival of gardenia, frangipani, and jasmine.
Favourite food?
Has to be the juicy, tasty mangoes, papaya, and bananas that are locally grown here.
And your favourite sounds?
Tough one, but it's going to have to be a blend of the waves crashing on the reef with strings of the ukulele and the beautiful drums of the Cook Islands.
Karla Eggelton, thank you very much indeed for your time. I think hopefully everyone who's listening will be very envious of you and your islands and will want to pack their bags as soon as possible and head that way. Karla, thank you very much indeed.
Me taki mata, thank you so much, John, and I look forward to welcoming you to the Cook Islands. Manuia.
I do hope you'll join me again soon when I'll be chatting to another guest with a fascinating insight into the Cook Islands. That's all for now on CookieCast. Please tell your friends about it. I can't conjure up the ocean with waves crashing on the reef, so let me leave you with some more of that wonderful music of the Cook Islands that Karla was talking about. Thank you for listening. Mitaki.